Amper 30 is hij. Lahav Shani. En hij verovert de klassieke wereldpodia. Sinds een jaar is hij chef-dirigent bij het Rotterdams Philharmonisch Orkest en het was liefde op het eerste gezicht.
Ongeveer unaniem. Dit kwam me zo ongelooflijk dichtbij voor Laaf koos. Dat ik met Laaf in gesprek ging en met zijn management dat Laaf eigenlijk zei: ik wil dit orkest.
Love at first sight, if something like that exists, it exists also when a conductor meets the orchestra for the first time. I saw immediately the faces and people were smiling and very positive, and I could see they're ready to play.
Hij is natuurlijk opvolger van twee illustere voorgangers, Valery Gergiev en Yannick Nézet-Séguin, die nog regelmatig Rotterdam aandoen en die hun stempel op het repertoire en de orkestklank hebben gedrukt.
Lav said, I wish that your chemistry with my orchestra will be the right one. And I said to the people, you might really pay attention to him.
Vorige week was hij in de Doelen en in Baden-Baden voor een fijn Beethoven-programma. Kan je nog nieuw licht werpen op Beethoven? Nou en of. In Shani's handen klinkt dat nieuw, fris, groots en fijn.
Well, in Beethoven you certainly need a very strong pulse, but I think that it's might be easier for the orchestra to get this pulse more automatically. And very often, for example, in the Seventh Symphony, in the first movement, once you get this pulse, yam, param, pam, it goes through the whole movement like that. If you got it right, so the musicians, the orchestra should be able to keep it going. I'm trying not to think about my body language, just as I'm trying not to think about piano playing when I play the piano. I try to think about the music and about the idea behind it.
Bijzonder is dat Lahav Shani ook een begenadigd pianist is en met regelmaat dirigeert en speelt. Hij is dan musicus onder de musici.
We make all these intervals more legato.
Playing with the orchestra, play conducting, it's like making chamber music, really. There's not a big difference. Maybe the only difference is that still I have sort of a role of a conductor in the sense that I'm trying to be a center to the orchestra, especially when they play tutti and so on. But other than that, the orchestra should initiate as well, and it's a give and take. I can say that I don't remember any point in my life that I didn't know there is such a thing, music. I knew it before I could speak. I always loved it. It was always part of my life. I always had to listen to something, to some kind of music. And I discovered the piano very early. My father is a conductor, and basically he exposed me as well as my brothers to music from a very early age. And I was the most obsessed one.
Okay.
Let's say. The war pieces at the beginning, I remember even the piece that I did here for my debut, which was Tchaikovsky Pathétique. I wouldn't say I was afraid of it because it was always one of my favorite pieces. Mm-hmm. But I remember the first time, it wasn't here, the first time I conducted the piece before, when the orchestra suggested the piece, I remember I really had doubts. I never conducted any Tchaikovsky symphony before. And as we know, it was written in a very tragic context, and actually Tchaikovsky died, I think 1 week after the premiere. And I thought, well, am I not too young for this? What would the public think? What is this kid that is just having success now and just won a competition? Now he's dealing with this repertoire. It's heavy, it's a grown-up music. It's so profound and sincere. What do I have to say about it? And I actually remember a very, very good conversation with Simon Rattle, exactly about this. And he was very friendly to me and invited me to rehearsals, and we talked. And I remember just before I left, I said, you know what? There is one thing I want to ask you about. And I told him this story. And I said, what do you think? Should I do it or not? And he asked me, did you just say that it's one of your favorite pieces? Because I also told him that it's one of the reasons I wanted to become a conductor in first place. He said, yes, absolutely. He said, then you must do it. I said, really? Why? He said, because there is the most important thing that the orchestra cares about is that you're motivated, is that you want to do it, is that you care about it, you love it. They're expecting nothing by that. They don't need you to tell them that this goes like this goes like that. They want to see your eyes burning. And I'm so, so grateful for this advice. I take it with me. Of course, it became one of the pieces that I do very regularly with different orchestras, different debuts, and luckily with this orchestra as well, with the Rotterdam Philharmonic. And this was part of our love story. It's easy to create an atmosphere here. It feels like the public really expects something. They're not here to show themselves to other people. They're not here to experience culture, you know. They want to get something. They want to listen to music. They're curious. That's the whole essence of it. It's the human experience. Mm-hmm. It cannot just stay an idea. It has to mean something to someone.
Wat zijn de must-listen-concerten deze herfst bij het Rotterdams Philharmonisch? Nou is deze week al om naar uit te kijken. Want de Italiaanse maestro Gianandrea Noseda is in de stad met de verzengende 8e symfonie van Dmitri Shostakovich. Eind van deze maand een concert dat wel eens een dansfeest zou kunnen worden met Janacek en Kodayi. De jonge en knappe violist Nick Baar, winnaar van het Oscar Bach concours, speelt de onweerstaanbare Schotse fantasie van Boeg. Veroveren vrouwelijke dirigenten het concertpodium. In ieder geval is Nathalie Stoetsman regelmatig te gast bij het Rotterdams Orkest. In november met Schumann en Strauss en in december met het Weihnachtsoratorium van Bach.
Ja, we have Schumann Rheinische Symphonie and the Strauss Tod und Verklärung.
Let's do the sixth last. Yes, bravo.
Yeah, that's the song.